Hello friends, most welcome in Hortus Botanica. Yes, myself your botany mentor, Dr. Mukesh Kumar. So yes, continue morphology of flowering plants. Today we will study the stem, their birds and stem branching also. Very interesting, right? So see, whenever we talk about stem birds, we in the last class studied how nibble is the characteristic feature of a stem. N-I-B-L. Yes, recall. N for node, internode, buds and leaf. So we have already discussed about the node and internode a lot, as well as so many questions based on node and internode. Now let's turn off a bird. What is bird? Yes, this bird is very important, interesting. See, whenever we talk about the bird in Hindi, kali, yes, it is not developed, it is undeveloped, but every structure, every shoot system structure lies within that very compact, immature and underdeveloped structure, and this very structure is called as birds. Yes, so how can we define a bird? See, a bird is, yes, it's younger, underground, immature, it's not matured, or underdeveloped compact shoot. This is very important. Compact shoot is there. So all structure present in a shoot lie in a very compact folded structure inside the bird, right? So its origin is again like the stem, exogenous, unlike root. Okay, now it will originate from epidermis. Diversity, yes, the largest bird is cabbage. See, the cabbage, you know, this cabbage belongs to very important Brassicaceae family. We will study later on in family, Brassicaceae family, or earlier it is called as crucifers, right? Crucifers or cruciferi, it was the old name of Brassicaceae. Now, but the fleshy bird, okay, fleshy bird is called bulbil. This fleshy bird is in general adapted for pollination as well as vegetative propagation. For example, if such bird arises from root, it is the radical bird. For example, oxalis, you can find, see how this structure executing bird like a structure. This is the radical, and what happened, it is rising from the root. You are finding how it is a non-linear structure, and whenever it will get a chance, it will develop into the shoot again, new plant also. Now if it may arise from axil, then it is the axillary bulbil found in the, yes, lily. If it is rising from the flower, very interestingly, see, I have given here this diagram. This is the floral branches from where you will find a bulbil, and it is the case of agave. Similarly, if it is about again foliar, folium is leaf structure in cardamine. So you must learn a very good mnemonic, scola. C for, yes, C for cardamine, O for oxalis, L for lily and A for agave. So these are important 4 example of bulbil for your any NEET examination or Olympiad. But we have also another bird which is aquatic as well as fleshy, isn't it? And this aquatic and fleshy bird is called turian. This is very important terminology. Question will come, what is turian? So turian is the aquatic and fleshy bird. It is also adapted for pollination and propagation again. I am telling repeatedly, pollination, surviving the adverse condition, as well as propagation. Propagation means to say they are capable to give rise to the new plants. Now, so this is very common in Potamogeton. Yes, this is the diagram of Potamogeton. Very living diagram, living figure, stack it. How this is aquatic and this is the water. Aquatic condition is there. In spite of that, you are finding this very fleshy structure which is bearing this very bird, and this is called turian, and this is very common in Potamose town. Isn't it? So this is about the bird, its origin as well as diversity. See about the types of birds. Yes, what happened? Just get a very simple idea. If we have this stem, right? So what happened? We will find that it is the terminal position. The bird come at this terminal position, and this is called apical or terminal bird. Apical or terminal bird. Okay, might be possible it will bear this leafy structure. So this very structure is called axis, right? So if you are finding a bird is arising from this very axillary condition, then this bird is called arising from axis, so called axillary bird. Fine. So first at the top it's called apical bird at the tip or apex. Second at the axis it is called axillary bird, right? But it might be possible this is the nodal position. Okay, this is the origin of this very leaf. And what happened? See what happened. Some additional bird may come on side or above the axillary bird. Means to say, you can find if it is say axillary bird. So I am talking about might be possible another bird will come on the side. See this color has been changed. By this side you will find another bird, and this very bird is the additional bird of this axillary, and it's called accessory bird, helping bird. Fine. So it is an additional, okay, as well as present on side or above axillary bird. Is it clear? Now fourth one is the extra-axillary. By name it's clear that if you have this very structure, this is the nodal structure, this is the leaf structure, here you are telling axillary, this is terminal, again one additional I have added, this is your accessory, but this is all about this near the leaf base or axis. But it might be possible that on the node we may get another bird by this very side, outside of this leaf base. This is the leaf base. So outside of this leaf base there may be a bird. So bird on the node, but mind well, on the node, this is the nodal position, total its node. Okay, but outside the leaf base, this is the leaf base, and outside, this is the outside position, and this very condition is called extra axillary bird. So mind well, again I am repeating, if at the tip terminal, at this axis axillary, on the axis this very axillary, this is the nodal position coming outside of this node, it is called extra-axillary. So in this way we have in general 4 types of bird based on just nodal position, axillary position as well as terminal or the apical position, isn't it? Now see the fifth one, this is called adventitious bird. Why adventitious? Means to say birds may arise any part of the plant except that very nodal region, axillary region and apical position. So from where the bird will arise? Yes, the bird may arise from root. Mind well. So if they are arising from root, such birds are called radical bird, as in Dalbagia. Sesame, okay, it may arise from the stem, it's called calling bird, as in the jackfruit, kathal. Now similarly it may arise from the flower and it's called floral bird. Example is cardiospermum. Okay, it may arise from leaf, and you know about the bryophyllum, and this bird is called foliar bird. So by name it is very much clear. A rising, you know about this very bryophyllum structure. This is very common. Patalchetta. Likewise in Hindi. So this is the margin of the leaf, and what happened, you will find that roots are bearing as well as new shoots are also bearing. Means to say exactly there will be bud, and these bud are present on this leaf. That's why it is called foliar leaf. Similarly floral for flower, so for flower floral, for leaf foliar, stem colin, and root radical. So this is a very common terminology, a part of the four, this very four structure, and these are the bud types, isn't it? Similarly, I have also given this four diagram, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Similarly, you will find this is the underground structure bearing the bud, so it's called adventitious bud. This is axis in position, so it's axillary bud. It is terminal in position, so terminal bud. Again axis position, so axillary bud, right? So this is all about the bud. I think it's very much clear. Only through the diagram you should draw yourself on a page, okay, and identify by your concept what I drawn on this diagram, isn't it? See. Yes, now let's study about the branching of stem. It's very interesting, right? What happened? If you are finding a branching of a stem, what happened, my dear? Usually we have, see, two types. First is called unbranched. Means to say we are talking about branching, but might be possible there will be no lateral branching, isn't it? So this is called unbranched stem, and for that unbranched stem we have terminology CAUDEX. You all know about coconut. You all know about the date palm, right? What happened? You will find that in such plants there is no lateral branching. Rather, only a crown of leaves are present at the apex of the stem that forms a crown. As a result, it's called CAUDEX. So CAUDEX will bear a crown of leaf at the tip of the stem, and there is no lateral branching in such a stem. That's why it's called unbranched stem, and the exact terminology for such a stem is, yes, CAUDEX, isn't it? See, this is CAUDEX, and I'm talking about, yes, it's coconut, right? Cocos nucifera, monocot plant it is. Now talk about the second one. This is called branch stem. First was having no lateral branching, but in second we will have the branching, and that branching will of two type. Either there will be dichotomous branching. By term it is clear, di means two, cotomous means branch. Means to say, see, if we have this structure and if it is going to divide into two various branch, this is called dichotomous. Means to say one part is bearing this very two branches. That's why it is called dichotomous, isn't it? So you find how this is a one structure and coming like this structure. So from one part it one structure and this one two structure is arising. It's called dichotomous branch, as we saw in the case of, remember, pendanus, and it is also pendanus, remember. So this is called dichotomous branching, isn't it? Asclepius is also another example of dichotomous branching. So always remember, one part is coming, okay, it will come first branch, second branch. That's why 1 and 2 dichotomous. Again it will grow 1 and 2, 1 and 2 dichotomous. So two branching will arise from the single one. It's called dichotomous branching, as we find in the case of pendanus and Asclepius, right? This is very Asclepiaceae family is there. Okay, Calotropis, you all know, very common example. This is also a member of Asteraceae. Now talk about the very interestingly this lateral branching. Lateral branching, a very common question come in the mind. If you have this stem, you have another this stem, right? And I am telling you that we have this bud, this is the apical bud, and it has no apical bud. Now can you tell me which will grow more and more? What do you think? Tell me. Usually a student recall inflorescence, what they learned, and say, sir, there is flower, so there will be no growth. There is bird, no growth, they will recall like this. And if there is no bird, it will grow like this. But this is totally wrong with respect to stem. Mind well. It might be correct with respect to flower. Isn't it? Now think, why it is wrong? Why it is wrong? I am not talking about the flower. In flower we studied that racemose is always responsible for unlimited branching and acropetal branching. And in racemose what happened? There was no lateral branching. We will study in inflorescence that there must not be terminal flower. This is the condition of flower. If there will be no terminal flower, it is called racemose. And if there will be terminal flower is present, then it cannot grow more, and this is called CYMOSE. And this is all talk of inflorescence, my dear, not of the stem. But what will happen whenever we talk about the stem? Yes, recall this thing. Whenever you will talk about the stem, what will be the condition? See the condition. We have, this is the stem. And if this stem have this apical bud is present, and we have another part, this is no apical bud. So if the apical bud will present at the tip of the stem, this will grow up. So their growth will be, yes, unlimited, and it will grow, yes, centripetal as well as the acropetal. As I have taken this diagram of mustard, by this diagram you find how the largest branch is lower part and smaller is the upper part, and that it forms the centripetal or acropetal branching of the stem also. Isn't it? So always remember, from the single this structure the branches are rising, so it's called stem branching is mono means one, podial means branch, single branches are coming on the single main stem, that's why it's called, yes, monopodial. Okay, apical bud you are finding it's present, that's why its growth is continued, so it is unlimited and shows acropetal growth, and this is very common in mustard as I saw in this diagram. Now think about the CYMOSE branching of lateral stem, branching of stem. What happened? No apical bud is not present, so it will not grow further. So what happened? It will execute limited branching, and new branch will come backward, downward. So it will not grow at the tip, rather it will spread nearby. See this very good example of mirabilis here. This is the mirabilis. Mirabilis. We are finding in this mirabilis what happened? The stem is growing. They are just forming this hedge structure, not growing at tip, rather they are growing at the base, so it's called basipetal branching. Okay, apical bud is not present. Okay, one branch is there, they are growing this, again branching will be there, growing this, again branching is there. Okay, so several branching will be there arising and fuse on the main part. It's called sympodial branching, isn't it? So we have these three important points: stem branching, yes, monopodial, CYMOSE, sympodial, apical bud present in the racemose, absent in the CYMOSE, growth, yes, unlimited, and acropetal as well as centripetal in the case of racemose, but in CYMOSE it shows limited and basipetal branching as we saw in the case of the mirabilis. So it's very simple, interesting, and get a very good contrasting comparative study, analytical study along with stem branching as well as the inflorescence. In inflorescence, if terminal flower will present, no growth, right, means to say limited growth. But in stem, if terminal bud is present, yes, it will grow due to the presence of the bud. As a result, it will execute unlimited growth due to the presence of, yes, apical buds. This is a very interesting aspect. Okay, so in this way we have studied today we studied types of birds and what is birds, okay, and then branching of the stem. I think it's very much clear. Okay, so these are the beautiful questions, very interesting and analytical question for you. Analyze yourself. Again, I will reply the answer of this question next day, tomorrow, and I will not show you the answer. Thank you. Okay, you will answer, give you your answer in the comment section. And thank you very much for today. Be a great doctor to serve humanity. I am with you, your botany mentor, Hortus Botanica. Yes, Hortus Botanica is with you, along with me, Dr. Mukesh Kumar. So thanks. Please like, subscribe, and give your good comments as well as suggestions to serve you better. Thank you.